Haifa, Carmel, Hadar, and Lower City. Kiryat Ata, Shefar'am, Haifa Bay, Kiryat Bialik, Kiryat Motzkin, Kiryat Yam, Akko, Haifa, Kiryat Chaim, and Kiryat Shmuel. Pelech, Tuval, Julis, Bustan Hagalil, Shomerat, Ilut. Mitzar, Yonatan, Aniam, Mevo Chama. Keshet, Katsarin Industrial Zone. Chatzor Haglilit, Machanaim, Katzrin, Amuka, Mishmar HaYarden, Dalton, Gadot, Ayelet HaShachar, Kidmat Tzvi, Tzde Eliezer, Yisod HaMa'ala, Chulata. Alarm, Ramat Magshimim.
Testing. Okay. So give me 1 minute and we start next stream. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another live stream of the US Israel-Iran war. What I'm missing here? I'm missing the fly radar. Let's put the live camera of the Krodiri base. Okay. Hello Roti, hello Bobel. Okay. I don't know why I'm not seeing the red alerts on screen. Okay, sorry for that. Let's start, and I don't know. It's just missing the red alerts from on the screen. I don't know why they don't show. Okay, now they're showing. So red alerts today in Israel, it says 1036. In the past week, there were 2,233 red alerts and a total of 13,586 in the past month of red alerts. So we're gonna do the stream for the 8th and the 9th. Now it's just midnight of the 10th. So we're gonna cover the March 8th. Since I didn't do the last stream, I did it late on the early midnight. So we're gonna cover that and also on the 9th. So what happened so far, and then we'll take it from there. So let us confirm update as of 8th of March 2026. Israel expanded its strikes deeper inside Iran overnight, targeting now to include major fuel storage depots near Tehran. This is the second phase, and it looks like they are attacking energy infrastructure. Targets now include major fuel storage depots near Tehran. Huge fires were reported, and thick black smoke covered parts of the capital. We're gonna put some videos showing that. Give me a second. Okay. So Tehran oil refinery was seen in video showing massive smoke plumes burning fuel tanks after reported Israel airstrikes. Let's put it on the screen. Let me know how's the sound. Nobody's feeling chatty in the chat today. So, energy infrastructure is being hit, and this is a new phase of the war. It signals a new phase. At the same time, Iran launched missiles and drones across the region. Bahrain says a desalination plant was struck. Saudi Arabia reported 2 people killed in an attack on a compound. And this is Tehran wakes in darkness. Thick smoke blankets the city after overnight attacks on Iranian oil depots. Another video here.
نابود کرد. نابود کرد. این داره خودش میزنه دیگه. یکی من با این نفرم. نابود کرد. نابود کرد. این داره خودش میزنه.
Okay. On March 8, several Gulf states activated air defense. This showed the coverage is no longer limited to Iran and Israel. As we know from the beginning, they've been attacking the Gulf states Everywhere there's a US base and attacking hotels, airports, even in Cyprus. Iranian leadership in crisis. Latest confirm update. That was 8th of March. Iran's political leadership is now entering a critical moment. Clerics inside Iran say the assembly of experts has selected a new supreme leader, but the name has not yet been officially announced. At the same time, Israel issued a very direct warning. The Israeli military says it will target anyone involved in replacing the former leader. That statement came after reports of the Ali Khamenei was killed in earlier strikes. Iran's supreme leader controls the military, the nuclear program, and also the Revolutionary Guard. So leadership transition during active war creates instability inside the system, and that increases the risk of unpredictable retaliation. Let us confirm as of March. Israel strike inside Beirut. Israel carry out strong strike inside Beirut, Lebanon. Let's see some. Okay, let's see some strikes in Beirut. This is Beirut, Lebanon. And this another one. Yesterday, Israel drone strikes hit the Ramada Hotel in central Beirut, injuring at least 10 and killing at least 4, with Israel saying it targeted Iranian commanders operating in the Lebanese capital. This is from inside the hotel before. This is where there was a hit on the building. Let's see it again. Ramada Hotel in Beirut. See, some pipe probably was broken from the explosion. Washington. Israel launches 26 waves of airstrikes on Beirut as Hezbollah fighting escalates.
Densely populated southern suburbs.
Alone Jim, Terra, Bobel, Candy Crime, and new and not improved. Kingman. Everybody on the chat, everybody lurking. Chancel.
Jamal Seyfuddin.
More than 500,000 people have been displaced from Beirut by fighting between Israel and Hezbollah, according to Associated Press News. Iranian missile strike kills civilian in Israel. That's the latest confirmed update as of today, 9 March 2026. Early morning reports and ballistic missile strike from Iran hit central Israel overnight. One man was killed and another person injured. This is fire erupts in Tel Aviv after Iranian cluster of munition strikes. And this one aftermath of the Iranian ballistic missile strike in Tel Aviv from CYPRUS News. I wouldn't believe that, but it's from the Rossi Defender. It's a reliable Twitter. These images, the same strike, ballistic missile in Tel Aviv. That's an old one. Oh wait, that's of February 28th. It's old. Ah, that was old one. That's of February 28th. Okay, let's see the latest ones. Anybody posted? This is 4 minutes ago. Massive. Wait. I don't believe that's true one. Wait, let me find something reliable. And this one, 5 minutes ago. Ballistic missile and massive shrapnel destroy apartment and city sidewalk. That's Tel Aviv. I got it from the Guardian for the ballistic missile. Let's open the article anyways. Wait, where is the article? It's from 3 hours ago from the Jerusalem Post. Okay, let's see if we can cross the ballistic missile. Here is from the Guardian source, but the link I'm clicking takes me to that one. Okay, Guardian. Okay, let me see here. Why does it take me there? Okay, hopefully it wasn't true. Let's see. This is about the Jerusalem Post. 1 kill. 2 seriously wounded by cluster munitions as Iranian attack targets central Israel. 1 person was killed. Let me make it bigger. One person was killed and multiple others were seriously wounded during one of the several Iranian ballistic missile barrage towards central Israel. This is from Jerusalem Post. Jim is from Jerusalem Post, so it has to be. I don't think they're lying there. It's on March 9, 9/25. It's like 3 hours ago. So, cluster munitions were reportedly used by Iran with around half of dozen sites hit. In some of the locations that were hit, no early warnings or rocket sirens were sounded. An IDF spokesperson, Brigadier General Efi Defrin, said the military was reviewing what might have gone wrong. There was no warning, nothing. So he says here, 1 person was killed and multiple others were seriously wounded during one of the several Iranian ballistic missile barrage towards central Israel. What says here? The satellite communication center located south of Tel Aviv in the east was destroyed. Main communication hubs connecting airspace with the fighter jets of the Israeli regime. It was hit and destroyed by strike drones of the IRGC. We cannot confirm. I have to confirm that.
הנה, תראו מה הולך, פגעו פה ב...
I don't know if this is one is the truth one. It says about Hezbollah missiles hit Israel SATCOM site, deep inside the country. We have to cross that as well. Several locations in Israel, including hit on satellite communication dishes at the SES satellite station in the valley of Ela, south of Tel Aviv. Hezbollah claims possibility for the strike using long-range missiles targeting the facility near Beit Shemesh, with Israeli officials confirming infrastructure damage and 16 light injuries, though most of the projectiles were intercepted. This is an Expo shared 20-second video. Extensive damage to Israel's SES satellite station in the valley of Ilah, showing collapsed satellite dishes, craters, debris, and personnel inspecting the site amid a broader Hezbollah missile barrage on March 9, 2026.
בדיוק בבדיקה.
Alarm! Korazim, Vered Hagalil, Amiad, Elifelet, Safed City, Rosh Pina, Tuba Zangaria, Tzachar Industrial Zone, Biria, Chatzor Haglilit, Mahanaim Landing Pad, Mahanaim, Amuka, Safed Akbara, Safed Nov Kinneret, Dalton, Ramat Dalton Industrial Zone, Rihania, Alma, Kfar Hanasi, Ayelet HaShachar, Kerem Ben Zimra.
Let me see if I can get something on Haifa.
בדיוק בבדיקה. בדיוק בבדיקה.
Okay, let's go to the next news. Massive cyber attack targeting officials. Latest confirmed update 9 March 2026. Dutch intelligence warning. A large cyber campaign linked to Russia is now targeting government officials and journalists. The operation attempts to prey into Signal and WhatsApp accounts. Targets include military personnel. I put on the screen. Government officials, journalists covering conflicts, messaging apps like Signal and WhatsApp are used by diplomats, military contacts, and war reporters. If these accounts are compromised, attackers can gain access to sensitive communications, operational discussions, and confidential sources. And another news, as of today, global internet blackout inside Iran. Iran now experiencing a near total internet shutdown that was lasted about 10 days. Network monitoring groups say access to global internet services is extremely limited, according to netblocks.org. And what it does, obviously, it restricts information leaving the country. It limits communication between protesters, journalists, and outside the world. Internet shutdowns are often used during major internal security crises. So this is suggested that Tehran is trying to control information during wartime. So energy crisis spreading globally. The Middle East is now triggering energy emergencies outside the region. Bangladesh has announced emergency measures. Universities close, limits on fuel sales, electricity conservation orders. The government says the decision is due to global food shortages caused by the war. Energy markets and shipping routes are now directly tied to this war. Let's go more about find more info about the ballistic missile that hit how it wasn't detected. So this is a SATCOM dishes in the Ha'ela area of Israel that were hit.
הנה, תראו מה הולך, פגעו פה איך קוראים לזה?
Here it's Grok AI confirming, basically saying that yes, it's true, today's Iranian ballistic missile barrage with cluster warheads hit central Israel, including multiple sites in Holon. Israeli reports confirm impacts causing vehicle building damage and shrapnel there, plus 1 death, plus injuries nearby. The videos of Persian, where is it? Overlays correctly identified location as Hollow Industrial Zone south of Tel Aviv, matching the timing and smoke bloom from the strike.
Mane, no fall. No fall. Mane, no fall.
So this is an article about the ballistic in Arab news. Tehran, let me find Tehran. Iran fired its first missiles toward Israel on Monday after the appointment of Islamic Republic's new supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, another Khamenei, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei. Iran fires first wave of missiles under him toward occupied territories, IRB said in Telegram channel. Mojtaba Khamenei was selected to succeed his slain father despite threats by the United States and Israel to target him next. 9 days after US-Israel strikes kill Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and plunge the Middle East into war, Shiite clerics convened to choose the country's third supreme since the 1979 Islamic Revolution. And the announcer on state television read a statement from the 88-member Assembly of Experts next to a picture of the new 56-year-old leader. So Mojtaba Khamenei is appointed and introduced as the third leader of the sacred system of the Islamic Republic of Iran, based on the decisive vote of the respected representatives of the Assembly of Experts. Apart from Israel, Iran also sent waves of missiles and drones to its Gulf neighbors. Saudi Arabia's defense ministry also said the kingdom's air defenses on Monday have shut down at least 3 ballistic missiles and 4 drones that have entered at the kingdom's airspace at the past midnight. US President Donald Trump had previously dismissed the young Khamenei as a lightweight and insisted again Sunday that he should have a say in appointing a new leader. If he doesn't get approval from us, he's not going to last long, he told NBC News before the announcement was made. So our military government plane of the US Department of Homeland Security leaving from Tel Aviv. It's a Boeing 737. Okay. But the number 1 drag plane right now, it's this Boeing KC-135R Stratotanker. That is, it looks like it's going towards, I don't know, Iraq. It's by the Iraq airspace. Almost there, yeah. Yeah, it's very close to the Iran border. Maybe they're just refueling some other fighter jets. So we have here 1, 2, another 2 here, South tankers, probably refueling those ones, a straight line. 3 there, another one, and a Globemaster 3 of the US Air Force. It looks just arrived. Okay. So anybody in the chat, what do you know about this ballistic missile that hit Tel Aviv? You think it's fake news? I mean, usually posts have it. So let's go through that, analyze that missile. I put on the screen, it's easier for you to follow. So let us confirm update as of today, 9 March. Actually, it's midnight now, but we mean Iranian ballistic missile struck several Israel overnight, killing at least 1 civilian and injuring others, according to Israeli officials and multiple media reports. The post, it was usually post. The strike was part of the larger Iranian missile barrage launched toward Israel during the ongoing war. Israeli air defense systems intercepted many of the missiles, but one penetrated the defense network and impacted inside Israel. What type of missile was likely used? Israel has not officially confirmed the exact missile model yet, but analysts say the strike was most likely one of the Iranian systems, one of those. A manned ballistic missile that has a range maybe 1,500 kilometers. The accuracy improved guidance in terminal phase, and it has a payload of 750 kilos warhead. Or maybe it was the GAD 110, has a similar range, 1,800 kilometers, faster re-entry speed, often used in large barrage. Or it was the one we hear lately, the Khorram Shah variant, has a heavier overhead designed to overwhelm defenses. Iran has launched hundreds of ballistic missiles during the war, many targeting Israel and US assets across the region. So why it was not detected or intercepted? That one. Several possible factors. Number 1, saturation attack most likely. Iran typically launches large waves of missiles at once. Dozens of ballistic missiles, drones launch at the same time, cruise missiles mix into the attack. This overloads radar tracking and interceptor systems. Even the best systems cannot intercept 100% of the incoming threats. And then Israel's multi-layer defense includes the Arrow 3, Arrow 2 for high altitude, Arrow 3 it's for the exo-atmospheric interceptions, that David Sling for medium range, and the Aerodome for short range. Also they have the Aero Beam now. Maybe the second reason why it wasn't detected, maybe it was a very late detection. Some reports indicate warning series were activated very late in certain strikes earlier in the war. Possible reasons: radar track lost temporarily, maybe the missile launched from an unexpected location, extremely steer re-entry trajectory. Ballistic missiles travel Mach 10, Mach 15 during terminal descent, meaning they cross Israel in under 5 minutes after re-entry. Very little room for reaction. Or it was a high-speed re-entry maneuvers, another reason maybe, or maybe it was a random blind spots. Interceptor missile failure. Another possibility that the interceptor was launched but missed the target. Sometimes happens due to tracking error, timing miscalculation, or decoys or debris. So the question is this, are they going to follow more, that they'll be able to penetrate Israel defense, ballistic missiles, that is getting dangerous for the civilians? And here, key things to watch. If Iran introduces hypersonic missiles Fatah type, or if Israel increases Arrow 3 interceptor launches, or if the US deploys additional missile defense ships or Patriot batteries. Okay, let's cover some other news. Trump says he won't let Iran hold the world hostage over oil. Also, Trump claims that Iran has access to Tomahawk missiles when asked about the school strike. He asked if the US would accept responsibility for the strike. Trump argued that the cruise missile, which is made by the American defense contractor Raytheon, is sold and used by other countries, and that Iran also has Tomahawks. Whether it's Iran or somebody else, a Tomahawk is very generic, he said. Because on the school, it was a Tomahawk cruise missile that they found that it hit the school, and killing 165 people, kids, girls. When asked why he was the only person in his administration making the claim, Trump replied, "Because I just don't know enough about it." He added that whatever the report shows, I'm willing to live with that report. Another from Trump. Trump says Iran would have taken over the Middle East if he hadn't acted. If I didn't hit them first, they were going to hit our allies first. I believe upon information and belief. They were going to take over the Middle East. And the other news, we've been over it, a deadly day in Israel with a dozen detected missile launches from Iran. This is from the Associated Press. It was posted 18 minutes ago. Israel's military announcement just minutes before midnight of more missiles fire at the country from Iran closed a Monday marked by a relentless wave of attacks. Israel military alerted the population 12 times throughout the day about incoming missile salvos from Iran. From Lebanon, Iran-backed Hezbollah also fired rockets into Israel on Monday. One man was killed by Iranian missile fire, raising the country's death toll to 11. More were injured, at least 2 of them seriously. Sirens alerted the population in different parts of Israel to seek shelter immediately, have been wailing at intervals throughout the day and night since the war started. And as we said, it's already... Does it show now there? Okay. Allow the alert.
Alarm, Malkia.
Okay, probably was a drone or something. Maybe some rockets. Trump says Vance may be less enthusiastic about striking Iran than he is. The Vice President Vance. Vance has largely opposed U.S. intervention abroad, while still in the U.S. Senate and before Trump tapped him as his running mate. Vance cited Trump's lack of foreign military and entanglement as part of why he backed him for president in the 2024 campaign. And this is another title. Trump says he's disappointed by Iran's choice of a new leader, but likes the idea of another eternal candidate. Multiple strikes shake Tehran. And also Trump says war is very complete, but it's also the beginning of a new country. I can't have any AMs coming in.
Hostile aircraft intrusion. Suriel. Khorfesh. Hostile aircraft intrusion. Pisas Mia. Chosen. Ma'alot Tarshiha. Alkosh. פקיעין החדשה. כפר ורדים. Suriel. Maona. ינוח ג'ת, מאיליה.
Anybody got his call sign? Romien, stand by for traffic. Romien, right, he said? Well, it's gonna be up again for traffic.
מעלות תרשיחא. כפר ורדים. עין יעקב. מעונה. געתון. הילה.
The U.S. Air Force messages, when they say stand by for traffic, simply means that the message will be transmitted.
מעיליה. יחיעם.
Now that could be drone swarm, multiple drones together. It could be drone mixed with missiles, who knows.
ינוח ג'ת. כפר ורדים.
Okay. So let's put a poll on the chat. What should we put now? Anybody has any idea for the poll? I don't want to ask if you believe that USA hit the school or not. No, something else. Okay, let's ask the usual question. Okay, so how long more do you believe this war, U.S. Israel Iran, will last? Maximum another 1 week, maximum another month, more than 1 month, or let's say long time. Okay, let me see your votes on the poll. So many other news we keep on Trump. Trump said he's told Putin that ending war against Ukraine would help in Middle East. So he described his conversation with Putin as very good and said he and Putin discussed the never-ending fight between Russia and Ukraine. He said it was a positive call on that subject. Trump said Putin wants to be helpful on the Middle East. And Trump says he won't let Iran hold the war hostage over oil. Yes, remember to smash that like button. It helps the channel, it helps bring more people here. Real-time news, unbiased news. So yeah, smash that like button, please. Subscribe. You can join us, become a member. It's only €5 a month. You can cast at any time. When you become a member, you can join us at the chat on Discord. We have many groups in Discord. You can also have we have videos just for members. We have some other members only chat most of the times. So Trump seemed to threaten intensified action on Iran if the country made any attempt to stop the globe's oil supply. Say that they would get hit at a much harder level. We are putting an end to all of this threat once and for all. And the result will be lower oil and gas prices for American families, Trump said. As fuel prices risen across the US in the war's wake. We have done that. We have done it. We have brought it very low. This was just an excursion into something that had to be done. This is what Trump says. Also, he said, Trump, that Iran had a new site for developing nuclear weapons protected by granite. Granite. I don't know granite in English. He said that the new site was meant to replace the facilities that were bombed last year by the US. But they were starting work at another site, a different site, different kind of a site, and that was protected by granite, Trump said. He also claims that he's going to bring the price of the oil down. Also, he said that the US would have been attacked by Iran within a week. If they wasn't going to attack them, Iran will attack USA within a week. Well, I give you the best reason of all. Within a week, they were going to attack us. 100%. They were ready, he said, Trump. That he gave us an answer to the Democratic officials that they said that there was no reason for the US and Israel to strike Iran. That was his answer. And Saudi Arabia intercepts 12 drones fired toward an oil field. Also, Kuwait's military intercepts missiles and drones. Okay, it looks to have another massive refueling going on. Look at all this here in a line, ready to go refuel the fighter jets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the line. Or they already refuel and they're just going back to land. Yeah, they took off, they refuel, maybe they're still refueling some of them. And then they go back to landing to Tel Aviv. See, right now there are 20,000 feet. 20,000 feet. 20,000, yeah. Probably they're still refueling. Let's see if they are losing altitude. Oh, they're steady up there. Yeah, they are not good for landing. Probably they're going to go by the sea, keep refueling, and after go for landing. They're still too high, yeah. At 376 knots, 334 knots, 372 knots. And as we explained on previous streams, they can refuel for the jets. They just take about 2 to 4 minutes depending on the load. Sometimes they can do 2 at a time. I mean, simultaneously they can refuel 2 fighter jets. Okay, let's see what other videos we can get. Emmanuel Macron was today, he visited Cyprus with Greece Prime Minister Mitsotakis. And also have a video of him now. This is on his on the French frigate. Let's put it on the screen. Probably this after he visits Cyprus. I mean, the frigate, it's in Cyprus already. So first he talked with our president, with Mr. Mitsotakis, and probably after he visited the frigate they have outside Cyprus, a warship.
Monsieur Emmanuel Macron, président de la République, Moldavien.
C'est une grande fierté pour moi d'être à nouveau parmi vous, de vous retrouver dans ce hangar et d'être à nouveau sur le Charles de Gaulle avec l'ensemble du GAN. La France est là pour protéger les siens, pour être aux côtés de ses alliés et de ses amis qui sont frappés, et pour pouvoir participer à des missions combien essentielles de liberté de navigation et de sûreté maritime. C'est dans ce cadre strict que nous opérons. Nous ne participons pas à un conflit en cours. Nous opérons dans ce cadre. Votre présence aujourd'hui démontre la puissance de la France, celle d'une puissance d'équilibre, de paix, aux côtés de ses amis.
Insanely risky. The downward thrust is so intense it can melt the runway beneath it if it hovers for just under the... Do you know why even skilled pilots fear the F-35's vertical takeoff and landing? It might look cool, but it's insanely risky. The downward thrust is so intense it can melt the runway beneath it if it hovers for just a little too long. And while hovering, there's no lift in the wings, just pure... engine control. A tiny mistake can turn it deadly. Do you know why even skilled pilots fear the F-35's...
Israeli military officials says that Israel defense forces are preparing for a campaign against Iran that could last several weeks or about a month. Israel Minister of Defense says about 50 cargo planes carrying over 1,000 tons of weapons, equipment, and munitions have landed in the country in the past 10 days to support operations in Iran and Lebanon under the Operation Roaring Lion. So, a lot of fresh bombs. This is about the HIMARS, High Mobility Anti-Rocket Systems. I use them against the Iranian regime. About the new supreme leader, Mustafa Khamenei, the son of Ali Khamenei. It looks to be AI. Yeah, he's the new leader of son of Ali Khamenei. How long do you think he will last? Maybe I should ask this on the poll. How many days do you think? Put your answer in the post, in the chat. They will let Mustafa Khamenei. For sure, we know that they already said it, that they already is a target now. Put on the chat if you believe how long you will last. 1 month, 2 months, 1 week. Just put the comment in the chat. And this is about the targeting. These are targeting the oil infrastructure in and around Karaz yesterday, and this is likely to follow on strikes. 3 weeks maximum, says rare sticks. Anybody else? How long do you think the son of Ali Khamenei will last?
There are risks of escalation that exist today. In any case, it's clear. There are risks of escalation geographically when I see that in recent days, infrastructure has been targeted, particularly desalination facilities, in addition to oil and gas.
Desalination facilities of Israel, that's they said that it could be Iran's target.
Production sites. So all of this shows that the situation remains extremely volatile. It's fragile. That's also why, beyond these strictly defensive missions that France carries out and to which it contributes with its partners, we want to coordinate things at the economic level.
Et l'objectif, ce serait, quand il y a une baisse de ces conflits.
The goal, once these conflicts have subsided, would be to be able to escort tankers and container ships in a completely peaceful manner, and to reopen the gas and oil route out of the Strait of Hormuz to supply global markets, as well as the routes of container ships to supply many countries in the region that are currently experiencing shortages of certain goods or resources.
So they want to use the warships to escort the tankers from in the Strait of Hormuz for safety passage. This is a footage shows a vessel with Iranian naval forces believed likely to be Shahid Soleimani class missile converted operated by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy explode today off the coast of Bande Lange in the Persian Gulf following a strike by the United States. Damn. That's a lot of smoke. Aggressive smoke. And another video here and showing the fire and the ship. This one. That was put on fire. The Qasem Soleimani warship. You see how they have the Iran is using their warship for very shallow waters. That's why this shape and this to be able to go over very shallow waters. Because they are using them on the Strait of Hormuz and on the Persian Gulf. US-Israel bomb strike dangerously close to civilian sites, CNN investigation finds. And this is the answer from Ilo Levi. Bomb strike dangerously close to civilians is an incredible negative spin on incredible precision avoids accidental harm to civilians. On incredible precision avoids accidental harm to civilians.
The target, Iran state broadcaster, the IR. These bombs used by both the US and Israel are capable of killing or wounding people more than 1,000 feet away. And just 100.
This is a Northrop Grumman P-21 rated production capacity by 25%. The United States Air Force says the Department of Air Force is expanding Northrop Grumman P-21 rated production capacity by 25% to speed up the delivery of the next generation stealth bomber and strengthen long-range strike capabilities. What is this? It's from the IDF, from Avichai Andrai. He posted this yesterday. Announced a targeted airstrike on the IRGC Air Force headquarters in central Tehran, a primary command hub for Iranian ballistic missiles, drones, and attack planning against Israel. The March 8, 2026 operation, part of Israel's broader campaign in the ongoing Iran war, used fighter jets to drop munitions with attached video showing explosions and satellite image marking the site pre- and post-strike. This strike disrupts Iran's coordination of proxy attacks via groups like Hezbollah and Houthis, drawing mixed reactions from celebratory pro-Israel posts to condemnations, framing it as escalation in regional tensions. And your friend Emmanuel Macron, again, deploys the aircraft carrier French aircraft Charles de Gaulle as Iran tension with the US. Let's check on this Charles de Gaulle capabilities and stuff. So, the French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle R91 is the flagship of the French Navy and the only nuclear-powered aircraft carrier in Europe. So, let's go over the specification. It's a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. Displacement of around 42,000 tons. It's 261 meters in length. It can take up to approximately 1,950 sailors and officers and around 600 air weak personnel. It is powered by 2 nuclear reactors, meaning it can operate for many years without refueling, only limited by food supplies. So it can stay deployed for months far from France. The typical the aircraft it carries, typical air wing, 30 to 40 aircraft. Main strike aircraft is a Dassault Rafale M naval version. Capabilities air-to-air combat, deep strike missions, anti-ship attacks, nuclear strike capability. Rafales from the carrier can strike targets over 1,000 kilometers away. It has an early warning aircraft, the E2C Hawkeye. It's an airborne radar, detect aircraft and missiles hundreds of kilometers away, and can coordinate fighter defense. Helicopters, several types, including the NH-90 NATO frigate helicopter, and also the Eurocopter AS-5655 Panther. Their roles is for anti-submarine warfare, search and rescue, and special forces insertion. Aircraft launch system. The carrier uses catapult launch system similar to US carriers. It allows for fully loaded fighter jets, heavier aircraft like the Hawkeye, 2 steam catapults launch aircraft every 30 seconds during high tempo operations. It has a surface to air missiles, the Aster 15 surface to air missile. The same one, the Aster 15 also has the Greek one, the Kimon. Range around 30 kilometers, use against aircraft and incoming missiles. Close-in defense includes rapid fire gas, 20 millimeters, close-in weapon systems. They can shut down missiles, drones, and aircraft that get very close. Strike power, 50 to 70 air sorties per day. Missions can include air superiority patrols, precision bombing, reconnaissance, and naval strikes. The carrier strike group protection. It never says alone. It is escorted by a carrier strike group, typically including horizon glass destroyer, frame frigate, attack submarines, supply ships. I believe they have submarines with it. So they provide long-range air defense, anti-submarine protection, and missile interception. Nuclear strike capability. The Rafale jets approach the carrier can carry the French nuclear cruise missile. The ASMP-A nuclear cruise missile has a range around 500 kilometers. Why it matters? It can conduct air operations without relying on foreign bases. It can enforce no-fly zones, strike land targets for far inland, control sea areas. In crisis situations, its presence alone often signals serious military commitment. The ship can remain deployed for 45 plus days without resupply. With support ships, deployment usually lasts 6 to 8 months. It has already conducted combat missions in Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq, and Syria. So, how it can defend Cyprus, this one? It has the first layer, the early detection, hundreds of kilometers, early detection system. The A2 Hawkeye, they can orbit high above the fleet from high altitude. They can detect fighter aircraft, cruise missiles, drones, and some ballistic missile launches. Detection range can exceed 400 to 500 kilometers depending on the altitude. So if the drone or missile launched from Syria, Lebanon, Western Iran, or Iraq, the Hawkeye can see the threat very early, and the early warning is critical. The second layer, they have the fighter interception. Once the threat is detected, the carrier launch fighters. The Dassault Rafale M, they can intercept threats far from the carrier. They can shoot down hostile aircraft, cruise missiles, and large drones. Weapons often used include the Meteor air-to-air missile, very long range, and the Mika air-to-air missile as well. Meteor can engage targets over 150 kilometers away. This means the threat can be destroyed before reaching Cyprus or the fleet. The third layer, they have the fleet air defense ships. The carrier does not operate alone. It is escorted by ships.
Alarm. Avivim.
Fourthly, they have the carrier self-defense, the Aster-15 surface-to-air missiles, they have anti-drone protection, and operational range around Cyprus, but it's not. I don't believe it's here for Cyprus. I believe they are going to use it for protection in the Straits of Hormuz. They're going to use it for protection of the other bases here, and for, you know, I mean, Macron said it, that he cares that the economy continues and that the ships will not be, you know, continue to work in the Strait of Hormuz. So probably one of the reasons he's here is for that. About ballistic missiles are extremely fast. The carriers are low, they cannot stop them. This we know. Arrow 3 missile defense system usually requires a system like a Patriot air defense system, which is cost like 4 million per missile. The typical land base, but the carrier group can still intercept aircraft, drones, cruise missiles, and some ballistic threats. Okay, that's good to know. And we're talking about Charles de Gaulle, this one. About this carrier. Probably that's a Hawkeye, yeah. Okay. Rafales. The Atlas there. The one with the Randa, I believe that's a Hawkeye. They use it for surveillance. That's an F-35A. Strait of Hormuz, over the last 24 hours, that's like a fast playback. There's some F-35s. And the United States has started using British bases for certain operations against Iran during the Middle East war. This is Cyprus now. I'm not sure where is this one.
Amid tension between the British Premier Keir and the US.
It looks to be the rough base in El Croteri. Yeah, this is a footage of the 6 F-16, the Turkish aircraft that they arrive in the illegally occupied part of Cyprus. Turkish today supposedly sent 6 F-16s to protect the Turkish Cypriot in the illegally occupied part of Cyprus. It's F-16 headed towards Jordan, from Jordan. And this is from the visit of today of Emmanuel Macron, which is the Cyprus president, and the Greek Prime Minister Mitsotakis in Cyprus. The French President Emmanuel Macron, Mitsotakis in the middle, and Cyprus President on the right.
Working together with the trust, CYPRUS system.
Well, it looks like a rocket launcher there. I'm showing the rocket launcher.
Army and Cypriot working together with the trust, CYPRUS system.
It's a Mistral rocket system. This one. President Macron, Prime Minister Mitsotakis visit European troops and Cypriot officials working to defend Cyprus from Iranian drones. This is a trailer. The White House has released a trailer against the Iranian regime.
Orders of the President of the United States, U.S. Central Command commenced Operation Epic Fury.
I'm gonna shoot you right down.
This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces.
He reminded the world, as he has time and time again, being an American means something unbreakable. If you kill Americans, If you threaten Americans anywhere on Earth, we will hunt you down without apology and without hesitation, and we will kill you. We didn't start this war. Under President Trump.
Alarm. Manara. Margaliot.
Trump, we are finishing it. Their war on Americans has become our retribution against their children.
Iran is run by lunatics, religious fanatic lunatics. They have an ambition to have nuclear weapons. Those nuclear weapons behind a program of missiles and drones and things. This is
probably your only chance in generations.
It's a missile base in Iran, southeastern Esfahan, was struck at several points, destroying all surface infrastructure. And this was the before and after, basically, yeah. The US Air Force is right now heavily bombing a military garrison belonging to an armored battalion of the IRGC land forces in Isfahan, central Iran. This is Tassar Rafal from the Charles de Gaulle. Was a direct Iranian drone strike on a high-rise building in Bahrain. At least one killing Bahrain from Iranian attack. And then you have Iran say that they're not targeting any civilians, just targeting only US bases. I mean, that drone was targeting. It just hit a high-rise building in Bahrain.
Oh, yes! Yes. Come on.
This is Shahid Soleimani class missile converter that was destroyed. Basically here they try to confirm us that the same boat, see from the shape. And the Zionist defense that we showed before, about 50 cargo planes carrying over 1,000 tons of weapons, equipment and munitions have landed in the country in the past 10 days to support operations in Iran and Lebanon and the Operation Roaring Lion. This here showing us Israel Air Force eliminate Hezbollah terror assets and taking out drones and missile launches in the Middle East. And here, he's talking in Jewish. Netanyahu threatens Lebanon. I say again to the Lebanese government, your responsibility is to enforce the ceasefire. Your responsibility is to disarm Hezbollah. If you do not do this, Hezbollah aggression will bring disastrous consequences to Lebanon. It's time that you too take your fate into your own hands. In any case, you will do everything necessary to defend our communities and our citizens. As we know, when there was a ceasefire agreement, Lebanon was supposed to control and kick out Hezbollah from Lebanon, or to enforce the ceasefire.
الله ولا نتوقف للحظة. في بداية هذا الأسبوع حذرنا عناصر الحرس الثوري الإيراني.
And this spokeswoman here, Ayla, in Arabic, she said, we have warned the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, leave Lebanon or we will strike you.
Alarm! Kiryat Shemona, Tel Chai, Misgav Am.
A Hezbollah rocket fired from Lebanon just scored a direct hit inside Israel at some type of the IDF site. It's about the antenna site we saw before the satellite dishes.
הנה, תראו מה הולך. פגעו פה איך קוראים לזה? בצלחות.
And the Syrian president Ahmad al-Sharia, from number one terrorist, he became president overnight. And IDF here was yesterday was giving warning to residents of southern Lebanon located south of the Litani River. Hezbollah's terror activity is forcing the IDF to operate against the organization in the area. The IDF does not intend to harm you. The strikes are ongoing and the IDF is operating with a significant force in the area. We once again call on you to evacuate residences immediately and move north of the Litani River. Anyone who remains in the vicinity of Hezbollah operatives, its facilities, or its weapons is putting their life at risk. For your safety and the safety of your families, immediately move to areas north of the Litani River. Remaining on the south of the Litani River may endanger your lives and the lives of your families. Please note, any movement southward may endanger your lives. And this is smoke over Lebanon. It was posted from Reuters 16 hours ago. And that's in Beirut. Explosion there. Let's see it. Okay. And this is a super galaxy we saw in the Middle East arriving the last few times. C5M super galaxy landing in Lajes. I don't know where is that. It's by Lockheed Martin. Galaxy, we said last time, it can travel very big distances without need refueling. And this is another more strikes in southern Lebanon. This is the day that Israel said they hit Hezbollah targets. It's an F-18. And this is one of last time about the 82nd Airborne Division that they have been placed on readiness amid to war. They are a special unit that they can deploy in a foreign country with and they can get ready very fast. One like this last time, like a special unit of the U.S. Air Force. Here just making sure as the size of Israel and the size of Iran. The size of other countries. I don't know, like making fun of the size of Israel or what? Okay. And this from Elon Levi, the Iranian regime shoots ballistic missiles over Jerusalem's Temple Mount. By the way, to those who believe in prophecies, there is some Greek saints' prophecies that they were saying that Jerusalem, I don't want to say this to scare you, but they were saying that Jerusalem will get destroyed. Now when, we don't know, but hopefully not in this century. And according to this post, an Iranian UAV manufacturing plant was destroyed in Isfahan, in Iran. And they show the drones down.
No.
Russian Shahid shot down by Stella 18 is from grain. Yeah, it's from grain probably. It was from US Central Command. So has some hits. Remains of 3 BGM-1 Tomahawk cruise missiles launched toward Iran have been discovered in Syria after crashing due to apparent engine failure. The missiles were fired from the East Mediterranean by US Navy warships with the Jeddah Air Force Carrier Strike Group.
الصراع الإسرائيلي
F-16 shooting down a Shahid drone over Al-Mazar Beach in United Arab Emirates. Yeah, it does a shooting there. I would not see what it hits. Yeah, shooting there. France spearheads global coalition to escort commercial vessels instead of Hormuz. French President Emmanuel Macron announced today that France is leading an international effort to launch a purely defensive maritime mission to reopen the Strait of Hormuz by escorting commercial ships. What he said today on his speech from their warship. I don't believe this is a viable solution. Given some okay. Last direct from the Fateh. Okay, and let's just hear the ship. And here they show us in Tel Aviv, people running after the sirens, air sirens. People from the beach. I don't think you want to be living in Israel and running every 10 minutes to get cover. And this is a strike in Bahrain. We saw before with the Shahid. This is the aftermath. The high-rise building.
Forward, forward.
Okay. This is a speeding ISIS truck ambush at close range. And strikes from the IDF against Hezbollah in Lebanon.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allah يسلك يا إسرائيل. Allah يسلك.
This is Iranian missiles over Jerusalem, also before. Okay, I guess that's all I have for you today. I hope you learn from the stream. You'll be able to follow the latest news. Don't forget to subscribe, like, press the bell to get notified when we go next live. Probably another live tomorrow with the latest developments overnight. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all the members. I will direct you to the overnight stream where you're going to have the light flight radar, the US Air Force EAMs, and the red alerts. And it's going to be playback of this stream we did today. For those who didn't watch it, they can watch it later on. So thank you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, stay safe.